What's up, folks? How you doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, like always, thank you for tapping in. Please, like always, there's the Top Rope Boys podcast. Like always, I am. You see the shirt. I'm the EST, the DMV, the 301's Golden Sun. I am the Beijing Bulldozer, the Cameroonian Nightmare, El Misterio Negro, the Chocolate City Saint, the Rated S Superstar, the Potter of all worlds, the left-handed destruction. What else am I missing? Oh, Seth Freaking Man Rollins, I guess, is now a part of the roster. Is there any what what's for the best motherfucking faction in all of wrestling media? You feel me? The Top Rope Boys. Stop playing with me. Right now, I know I said I'm one fourth of the greatest wrestling faction in all of wrestling media, but we run the two man today. We kind of doing like Kobe and we just ISOing right now, but we still gonna drop 83 like bam. You feel me? So let's get right into it. It's me and Oracle today. Sears, how you feeling?
Doing good, doing good. As always, work so sucks, but we're here, ready to
Hmm.
talk some wrestling. Got a heavy week had a great week of wrestling, to be honest, with
Yeah.
a big Hall coming up with Revolution this Sunday. Ready to talk all about it.
Man, like you said, the action and the moments have been nonstop this week. And speaking of nonstop, let's talk about total nonstop action. Let's talk about TNA, man. So this past Thursday, it started off just getting right to it with some championship gold on the line. They had Ariana Grace from NXT go up against Jody Threat. And man, it's so funny. And I'm happy that I'm having this conversation with you specifically because I think we had a conversation off mic maybe a week and a half ago about um homegrown TNA talent that wasn't just being plucked from either NXT in order to develop the Knockouts roster or just wasn't being plucked from any various indie promotions. But it seems like Jodie Threat is actually making her name as a part of Knockouts division. And I think that this is one of the matches that really does show that. It really shows her capabilities. Not only she is an incredibly aggressive striker. I didn't even realize. And
Mhm.
we're going to talk a lot about Birthright this week, man. We're going to talk about a lot about Birthright this week with everything that went on. But the one thing I will say about all this, even though I find I've made my jokes, Birthright is kind of like bootleg legacy, team move legacy, whatever you want to call it. I think that Shawn Michaels really has like figured out the best way to bolster acts that are kind of slipping or need some refining in certain other ways is by making people work both brands. So I think by having Ariana Grace go, she's getting her reps in. Her character work has been getting better and better, and she's actually becoming more engaging as a character. The fact that they have been making her more important. Um, I still don't think she should have beat Lei Yingli. I'm gonna be so honest, but like she, I think for what we've got, she's doing the best with what is presented, and it's making me a little bit more interested week by week, especially after what happened on Tuesday. But what do you think just about what happened at TNA?
I mean, honestly, I agree with you. It was a good showing by Thought. I mean, I don't think this was Aaron Grace. Honestly, and by Grace in general. I think this was a good force of defense for her.
You,
But I agree. I think is the next up and coming TNA talent, and I think this match is just a good showcase of why that is. Um, I think I think they did a good job of presenting like the potential threats to Aaron Grace.
you,
Honestly, I don't think she's gonna be champion for long, to be completely honest with you. I see a world where she maybe has like one or two other defenses, and then maybe loses in a multi-woman match. And honestly,
yeah, I can see that.
when it comes to threat. I can see her being champion in the next 2 years if she stays with TNA. But the TNA does need a lot more homegrown talent. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what made them so unique back in the day. Like back
most
when it
definitely.
like back when it was like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, you know. Uh well yes, they had the Kurt Angles and they had the Jeff Garrett's and the Christians and the Stings, but half the roster was homegrown talent. And so now teenage feels another brand. So that I think they need to start building that reputation back up. Like this is where homegrown talent. This is where homegrown is grown. And
Yeah.
I think that is a great way to get back to that. And I think keep Leon Slater there as well. Those two can be the cornerstone of your division for years to come.
Uh, yeah, most definitely. I do find it, speaking of homegrown talent, I think it's a thing where we gotta talk about Center and Saint, man. This number one contender tag team championship match that happened between the new version of the system, Brian
Hmm.
Myers, yeah,
Fine.
Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, The Righteous, Sinner and Saint, and Rich Swann and BDE. Now, let me tell you something. I wish Vaughn was here so that way he could hear me say this out my mouth. Because I don't say, I joke on him a lot for being a BDE fan. I respect what BDE is doing in TNA, but I really do have to commend him. BDE taking these pins and paying his dues. Every TNA match that he's been in, I've been noticing. It's like, oh, he's the one that's always taking the pin. He's not coming in on any cocky type of time. No, he seems like he's actually trying to find the runs. He goes in, dusts his shoes before getting in the mat like you should. So I respect it. And also, this was a hell of a match. Like I was very, very surprised. I think I even told you after because when we recorded last like right before this aired. So I was like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm not really expecting much from it. It'll just be a thing. Like I'm just happy because the Hardys are gonna have to defend the titles and so on and so forth. But then I was watching, I was like, oh shit, they are cooking. Speaking of which like Sinner and Saint, man, they're a team I gotta watch more backlog on because I remember they showed up like a little bit early into the TNA AMC era, so I was like, oh okay, cool. Like they're basically just like a rung above enhancement talent, but no, they can move, and
Hmm.
so I'm excited to see the match against the Hardys. Honestly, drop the belts. I'm very much team take the belts off of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think well, first of all, it was a great match, and I agree. Sin and Saint. Oh, I think again, homegrown talent. They can be the most interesting guns that the division
Yeah.
needs, right? So like and they seem to be getting showcased a lot as of late. Like I know they
Yeah.
just had a exhibition match with Hardys last week, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, something
Mm.
like that. So it's like they're catching fire. But
Okay.
like I agree. I mean all the tag teams in the division right now, it makes the most sense for the system to be tag champs. And I hate to say it, but like it's time for the Hardys to drop the belt because it's starting to get to the point where it's like why do you have them if you're not going to fit them? Which is starting to be like a theme as of late for a lot of belts in wrestling.
Yeah, because there are a lot
And
of people there's a lot of people in wrestling right now where if we were to really talk about it's like you're only holding a belt because you're just a big name.
yes, like the Hardys. I'll even put Leon Slater in that conversation because until last week, he wasn't doing defending like that.
Yeah, but I'll shoot him a little bit of bail because it's not like he can really it's not like he can really like control the visa issues.
Yeah, were they visa issues or was it WWE
Or was
issues?
it the fatty alien? I
But
will say
like,
though, speaking of Leon Slater, not to cut you off, but I'm not sure if you've been seeing the reports that apparently he's not taking as many indie bookings as
I
usual
did.
because he's protecting himself.
Hmm.
And you also saw that it's a contract year, right?
Hmm. He's not,
Carlos.
he was told by someone what to do.
Yeah. Hey, Carlos, I don't know, man. Carlos, if it was up to me, I would just slide that man a blank check. Whatever you want. You got offer him a world title or put the belt on him before his contract is up. You're gonna want him as your world champ. You're like they're gonna I'm sorry, Mike, Nick, someone take the pin. You're gonna want him as a world champ before he leaves and goes to
Yeah,
WWE.
okay.
But
But
no,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
uh, yeah, but like WWE has the Usos, but any tag title is not the women's title, right? Julia, women's U.S. champion, has
Yeah,
defended forever. AEW, uh, Will
Kazuchika
Nightingale,
Okada.
yes. Like I honestly thought he was even champion, to be completely honest.
I
Like,
only remembered because he showed up with the belts on Dynamite yesterday. I was like, you haven't defended the Continental Championship since or the International Championship since fucking All Out.
yeah. Luna and Gale, the TBS title, right? It's like I don't know why companies are saying this is fine, but it's holding the reputation. It's holding the reputation of the belts. It's holding the reputation of the champion themselves and the brand. So it's
Plus,
like,
there's so many stars that you can uplift by putting a title on one of these guys. Like honestly, um, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Kevin Knight defeated Okada in the Continental Classic. Could have used that to be like, hey man, give me a shot at the international belts. Oh my God, there's so many men's mid card titles in AEW. But he could have been like,
mhm.
hey, give me a shot at the belt, dog. And they could have ran that so many months ago.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It's ridiculous. Like looking at the card, even for Revolution,
Mhm.
is the Intercontinental International title being defended?
No, because Okada's gonna defend. Okada's doing the trios match with the Don
Yes,
Callis.
yes. I'm also yeah. I'm also like, I'll bring into when we get to predictions, but I'm butthurt about something with this Revolution card. But
I got you.
like, actually, Leon did defend the title finally.
Yeah,
Yeah, just defending against Nick Nemeth, as in the main event. What do you think?
man, this was a really, really solid match. Like especially for because I've been saying this since TNA premiered on AMC. I was waiting for the first defense. Like the X Division title is synonymous with the brand, so the fact that it had been absent for so long, this was the proper homecoming for him. Plus, I think the fact that they were doing this in Atlanta, I believe, yeah, they were doing this in Atlanta. So, okay, it was a great homecoming. And honestly, like Nick is the perfect first opponent for it. Like
Mhm.
not just because he is he's like the least anti like X Division guy, like he doesn't do all the crazy backflips or nothing like that, blah blah blah. But because the the thing about it is that every hit has to look impactful, and who else is gonna do that better than Nick Nemeth? So I think it was a really, really, really fun. It was a really fun match. Like it wasn't anything where I will admit there were a couple times where I was like, oh, are they gonna take the belt off him? Are they? Or I thought Ryan was gonna intervene. Oh my God, I was gonna be so mad if they had Leon Lynch do the Ryan Nemeth intervention or something like that. But
Mhm.
no, overall, really good match, really solid. I want to see this extend. I want to see this extend further. Like I want to. Obviously, we know Nick Nemeth has his eyes on the World Championship. I want to see this extend further. I think there's a longer plan at play here.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I see Leon cashing option C at some point and
Absolutely.
winning the belt off of Santana. And Nick Nemeth would not be a bad first choice. Or even honestly, let Slater win the belt. Nemeth cashes in that
Call your shot.
call your shot and let Leon be the chase off a little bit.
Ooh.
Let
Okay.
and
Okay.
let him win it at Saniversary.
Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. Um, speaking of speaking of Slammiversary, someone who made their name majorly at the last Slammiversary, Mike Santana, closed out TNA this past week. Okay, this is something you and I have been talking about kind of regularly whenever we talk about TNA. The Feast and Fired and the storyline that's now developed from and the story that's now developed between Mike Santana and Steve Macklin.
Hmm.
Now, I fully believe that a lot of this is because of the fact that they batch shoot, and so it's like they shoot like two or three episodes like whenever they're in whatever city. So Steve Macklin was there. They were like, "Hey, we gotta go ahead." How long was Steve Macklin really fired from TNA? Because it feels like maybe only a month.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a month, if if this too. Like
Yeah,
it has not been long at all. And I said this before, I don't know if it was on camera or not, but I'm upset about him being back, to be honest. Not because I don't like him. I think he's a great wrestler, a great piece
yeah.
of TNA.
He was an amazing international champion.
Yes. But as someone who always loved Feast or Fire, like I love like these like special stipulation type of matches, like Feast or Fire, Money in the Bank.
Mhm.
I love these type of matches. The fact that you had him get the pink slip and then proceed to fire him for a month just to bring him back for a storyline, just for him to get a world title shot before the person who won the world title shot in the Feast or
Yeah,
Fire, Eddie Edwards, kind
yeah.
of blows my mind. Like it infuriates me because like every other point like has been someone actually getting released.
Mhm.
Like so like why change it up now? And if you wanted to see Macklin to be in the to fight for the world title,
There are
you
other ways that
could
they could have gone to.
yes. Literally, this whole thing came because he was jealous.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. No, because here's the thing: the Feast or Fire has nothing. It you could take it away, and the storyline still is exactly the same. I'm thinking
Yes.
about it in my head. So yeah, um, I will say because Macklin has always been, at least for the time that I've been watching him in TNA, he's more so been leaning on the side of like tweener, but kind of babyface because everyone loves his like almost Sergeant Slaughter-esque army shtick, like hard enough, tough enough type thing. Except he doesn't like super lean into it, so it doesn't feel like he's like overly patriotic or anything like that.
Hmm.
Now to see him turn to a crash out heel, I think it'll be fun, especially going up against someone like Santana. But I don't know. I think did it like you said, it kind of ruins the value of Feast or Fire because now we're always gonna be thinking like, okay, like now that you've introduced that this can be a work and it's not someone actually getting fired or released, like it's not like we want to see people lose their jobs, but it's like there's also it's one of the things that made TNA special. Like that's like I see where you're coming from because it's kind of like if the Ultimate X match, like if they lowered the X down to like maybe 2 feet above the ground.
Yes. Or like someone winning the match with a ladder instead of
Yeah,
climbing the like crossing the rope. Yeah.
yeah. So I get where you're coming from, but I will say I am excited to see Santana versus Macklin at Sacrifice.
Hmm.
Um, Macklin is not the fanciest wrestler at all. He is very grounded on the streets. I
Hmm.
remember seeing him and I want to say Eric Young at Convergence. You might need to double check me on that. And those two were going everywhere throughout the fucking arena. Like it I want it to feel. I hope that their match feels like a real like bar brawl. I want it to feel kind of like how Sheamus and Rusev's match was
Hmm.
at Clash in Paris. That's kind of how I want that match to go. I think if they do that, in my opinion, the best match as of recent to come out of TNA in this new era has been the casket match. I think that if they do something like that, they will top it.
I agree.
All right. Um, I don't think there's anything else really that I need to say according to TNA. I love the Elena Black Mara Sade feud. I'm excited to see how that progresses. We saw
Hmm.
Elena Black steal the win, but other than that, nothing really crazy.
I agree.
Uh, let's go right to SmackDown, man. So we were giddy last week over the new women's tag team champions. Hillary, Nia Jax, Lash Legend. Love to see a black woman win, but of course we had the celebration segment show up and. They already they dude, it's like the women's tag team division. It's like that scene from The Office where everybody's got finger guns pointed at everybody. Like
Hmm.
that's what it feels like. Because as soon as Nia and Lash want to pull up and start talking that ish, you feel me? Um Alexa comes out, Charlotte comes out and said, no, 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 don't even worry about that. We got next. You feel me? We got next. And we had we had who else came out? Oh yeah, Julia and Kiana James also came out. So we had a number one contenders match between the two of them. And first off, what did you think of the segment? And then also, what do you think about just the overall scope of the women's tag titles? Because I feel like we both are kind of in the same line where we think there's going to be a massive multi-man match, but How do you? I don't know. How do you see it shaping up?
Well, first of all, I think the segment was perfect with what it needed to be. I think it matches the Israel Forces like kind of vibe. Like like it was kind of bougie, but that was also kind of a bougie team. Like I think it's like it was a nice moment for them, definitely for Last Legend with their first title.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we've been saying this for months now, right? Like this women's tag division, best as it has ever looked, in my opinion, and it's been on file as of late, and the fact that the next contender was already decided in a great match, by the way.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like like I'm hoping WrestleMania comes. Like we have a I'm sensing a fatal four way. Some way, somehow, I'm sensing a fatal four way between them. I think either Charlotte and Alexa or uh Julia and Kiana break up.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
And I see the Iro forces defend with the team that doesn't break up, the Kabuki Warriors, Barry and Lila, I can see getting in the mix, the Bella Trends. Uh, honestly, so it could even be a five-person ladder, like ladder match. Like I'm hoping they do something at WrestleMania because like this tag division deserves to be showcased at WrestleMania at this point.
It
Like
does.
I think this is the best it has ever looked, even when like Bailey and Sasha Banks were champions and they had like the Iconics and
Yeah.
like all like when it was first formed.
Mm.
I think this era, this piece, this era of the division is so much better.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. This is definitely the best it's looked like since Inception. I can fully see. I can fully see. Yeah. Shout out to this, man. Shout out to this, man.
He's messing with the window.
That's
Window
right.
blind.
Hey
We don't
man,
do that.
shout out to all the single cat dads out there. On behalf of TRB, we know your plight.
You psychopath. Yeah, y'all.
Oh no, I can definitely see. Like initially, I was thinking a six pack, but I can see. I can definitely see a breakup happening. I think Charlotte would be the one to break up because we've been seeing that push for a minute. And then I think they'll probably culminate in some type of singles match between Charlotte versus Alexa at SummerSlam. But
Mhm.
overall, this overall, I think just don't make the same mistake that you made with the SmackDown Tag Division last year. That's really all I ask.
Yes. And
That's
honestly,
really I'm begging.
yes. Like I'm hoping with this new creative direction they're going in, I'm hoping they don't. But like I also say Kiana and Julia because Julia being the women's US champion needs to defend her belt.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
What but who else would be good better who would be better than Kiana James taking it off of all?
Yeah, and at this point, they're already there. I think if you were to play Kiana and Julia kind of like how they're doing with Zaruka right now,
Mhm.
oh, you're on all these big spotlights. You were going crazy in the Rumble. You were going crazy in the Elimination Chamber. Like you could make something shake there. It'll be reductive, but you could make something shake, and especially if it's a short feud. 'Cause let's be honest, they're gonna want to get the belt off her quick if they start that.
Yes, I agree.
Um, Speaking of the tag division, let's move on to the tag team turmoil match. I think they called it the
Mhm.
number one contender tag gauntlet match between the Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, the White Six, Humberto and Garza, Los Garza, and our Truth and Damian Priest. Now, when I tell you, when I tell you, this was easily the most surprising match on Friday, not due to match quality, but just out of pure, I don't think I've ever. I think it's been a while during an episode of SmackDown where I said "What the fuck" so many times
Hmm.
because I was just. It was the sequence of things that really like blew me. So Fraxium comes out and starts the match, and they end up having to fight MCMG. Which, first off, that's great graphs. That's great graphs. Let's let's talk about it. Um, great fucking graphs from Fraxium and MCMG. Really good sequence. And then was it Saban or was it Shelly who was about to get pinned in? I think it was Shelly that was getting pinned. No, it was Saban that was getting pinned. And then
Hmm.
Shelly tried to put his foot on the rope, but Nathan Frazier was like, nope, 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 nope. And put Shelly's foot back on the ground so that way the ref could count to three. And so
Hmm.
now there's some internal beef between MCMG, which let me let you know right now. Again, I love Alex Shelley and I love Chris Sabin as individual competitors. I really, really do. However, we've had MCMG in WWE for maybe a little
And
over a year, right?
yeah. Hmm.
Like a little over a year. Brother, I know they probably signed a 3-year contract. You can't wait till year two to start doing the breakup. Like, if this bleeds into how I think it'll bleed, or if they try and break up MCMG, still probably one of the greatest tag teams in all of current wrestling right now. Like, it will very much like annoy me, and I'll be confused because I don't. I'm gonna be so transparent. I think they have more stock right now as a tag team in WWE than they would as singles competitors. That's just me personally. However, I hope I'm wrong.
No, I agree with that. I mean, at this point in their career, like they both have world title runs, single world title
Yeah,
runs, right? They were both great champions, but X Division, world champions in TNA, so they're better as a tag team, right? Like WWE fans think of them as a tag team. It's like the Dudleys. It's like
yeah,
the Hardys. It's like
yeah.
the like I'm trying to think. I'm trying off top like
All right,
FTR.
let's think about it's like FC or even dude, if we wanted to take it back, it's like the Steiner brothers, dude. Like Big Papa Pump was cool, but no one like the real stock was in the Steiner brothers. That's the
Yeah,
real like yeah.
yeah. Like so, like the in the fact, and you're already struggling to establish good teams in the division. Why are you bringing up? Why are you even teasing like to make up one of the better teams of one of
Yeah.
your well-known teams? Like don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. It seems like the more which is so crazy because it seems like they spent like the majority of 2025 building up the SmackDown tag division. And then 2020, like back, like maybe like September from like fall 2025 to now, they're like, oh, how can we shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to
Mhm.
the tag division?
Yeah, let's take the Street Profits off camera. Let's
Mhm.
potentially pick up MG and MCMG.
Yeah.
Let's not showcase the other teams and have the tag month be a secondary pop between two factions.
And the thing about it, and I'm so happy that you brought up the Street Profits, is because there was already an active Street Profit story involving the Wyatts and the MFTs to begin with.
Hmm.
So the fact that we have yet to receive any sort of closure for that, especially when it's not like I don't compare it to like the Bailey like Jekyll and Hyde storyline where no one was resonating with it. What they were the Street Profits. It was getting over, and then you just randomly pulled them. Made no sense. But back to the tag team turmoil match. Um, then Los Garza comes out. Humberto and Garza versus Fraxium. Again, good graphs.
Hmm.
Good graphs. One of the things I noticed from commentary is the fact that Los Garza said that they have been incredibly underused. And honestly, I completely agree. Let's think about it. I think around this time last year, they had just won the AAA, or no, they were gearing up and getting ready to win the AAA tag titles. Held those belts for a pretty
They
relatively
did.
long time.
I thought they did. Did they not win the belts?
They did.
Yeah.
They won the belt, and they. held them for a pretty long time before losing them to Psycho Khan and Pagano, who have them now. I I don't know. Like when it comes to those stars, it's like, oh, okay, they have the triple A tag belts, so that means that they they have to see something in them. There's got to be a reason.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's just space on the card or the fact that back then SmackDown was still 2 hours and there's only so many slots. But that was just a thing of like, it's another thing of like, why are we shooting ourselves in the foot or why are we killing potential?
Yeah, no, they have a WWE has a creator has a weird relationship with those guys. I mean, like you
It
said,
does.
like they'll be cooking with gas for a little bit of time, then they take it off the stove top and let it cool off until it's frozen, and then pack back on the stove top. Like the fact that they were the Iron Team in this match kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would give that position to Faxion or Motor Machine Guns, not the team that you rarely see on TV.
Yeah. Um, but again, as a little like I like Legado del Fantasma. Like I fuck with those guys. I think they're all hoopers. So that was fun to see them be the Iron Team. Um, so yeah, they took out Fraxium. Then the Y6 comes out due to interference from the MFTs. Los Garza takes out the Y6. Then our Truth and Damian Priest come out, and they're the ones that end up defeating Humberto and Garza. And this is where I said, "What the fuck?" Not because I'm not because I don't like the pairing. Our Truth is always able to make Damian Priest break character. I love his pairing. Like I think they are incredibly hilarious chemistry wise on screen.
Yes.
My thing is that you couldn't at least give us a couple of episodes, a couple of showcase matches to get them to build momentum because you now have them, and it wasn't like you have them in sync as a tag team, beating established tag teams who, again, held tag titles in other nations and other brands. Like the the hierarchy, the what this does in terms of power rankings doesn't make sense to me when they decide to do some of this. Now, granted, I am not so green that I don't know that this is a play that they've been doing since before the old man was even running WWE.
Hmm.
Like we've seen makeshift teams get the belts all the time. That was that was one of McMahon's greatest hits. So it, I'm just like, at least if we're gonna do it, let's do it with some sort of like reasoning. Because even if they do get the titles, how long is that run gonna last?
Yeah, it's like I mean there's a good chance they win the belts on tomorrow night
Yeah,
on Friday night. Like it's so we always saw the NFTs interfere in the match on impacting the Y6. You can damn well be sure that the Y6 is going to interfere in this match and cause them the tag titles. Like,
absolutely.
and like, which is great because, like, those two factions are potential match for WrestleMania, and that feeds up the tag titles for somebody else at WrestleMania. But like, all true and Damien Priest haven't teamed up in a couple of years since
Yeah,
the
like that's since like prime Judgment Day.
yes. So it's like, yeah, yes, they're a great payout, but like, I agree. Give us a little bit of time to see them gnashing together. Don't just give them the number one contender spot. And that's been one of the big issues that we has always had. Or honestly, most wrestling promotions have this issue.
Yeah.
Is either A, they create a new team and put them on the fast pace right away, or a team debuts and they're like the new hot thing that gets showcased for like, that amount of
Yeah.
time. So like I
And
can God.
I was gonna say even going back to MCMG, I remember shout out to the homie Asha. I remember watching their debut with Asha and baby. I think they won the titles on like either their first or their second week, and she was just like, "What the fuck happened? How the fuck did that work?"
No, it was a second week. They went in the tournament, won the first round of the tournament, won the tournament finals that the second week, and then they had the match that week, I believe.
Yeah, and so then I had to put her up on game and be like, okay, this is what MCMG really is, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So it makes sense, but also like when you're establishing that to the casual WWE fan, that makes zero sense. So
Yeah.
I fully understand where you're
And like everybody loves R-Truth, right?
coming.
People like Damian Priest.
Yep.
I don't, but besides the point, people like Damian Priest. So like I agree with you. I
Hey,
think these
Damien, I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you, Damien.
I'm not he disrespect my boy ass black. Besides the point. Um like it's just a like and I you want them on the WrestleMania card. And like this does feel like them winning the belts does feel up two does create two potential matches for Mania. But I mean they're not gonna be champions for long, right? I mean they can't be champions long. Will this end up being a Damien Priest heel turn? Potentially. Would it be like, just a way
Yeah.
to get the belt on a new champion while protecting Wyatt Six and the NFTs? Who knows? But yeah, I was as soon as I saw that they were in the Tone Pro match, I'm like they'll win the belt.
Yeah. I just granted, I know that the thing is always let's see how the story unfolds, go for the ride. It's the long-term longevity here. What are we really like? I'm not saying this has to be a Roman Reigns 1,316 day reign or anything like that, or whoever gets the belt next have to have that. No. But what are we, there it's very much screaming transitional, which makes it like harder for like us to really get invested in them as a team, is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of someone who is incredibly hard to invest in right now, Sami Zayn. And the thing is that y'all make like SmackDown for like the last month, maybe 2 months, has been making me seem like a Sami hater when I literally have a Sami Zayn shirt in my closet right now. And so let Sammy has this segment where he crashes out because he's over here like, oh, he's just accusing and misdirecting and redirecting his energy. Sammy, this is the third week in a row where I feel like I'm saying the same thing. I feel like a broken record. Sammy, just lock in. Just lock in. What are you smacking water bottles for? First off, what did like what did you think of the segment? And what do you think? Because what is the direction for Sami Zayn heading into Mania? Because he's one of the bigger stars. There's no way he's left off the card, but how?
Yeah, I mean, so I can see multiple I can see a couple paths here, right? 'Cause it is March 12th right now. WrestleMania is in just over a month.
Yeah.
I believe a month and a week, essentially. So like we have about five more episodes of SmackDown until we get to WrestleMania. So
Just
like
about.
I can see a world where he attacks Cody and Orton during this segment on Friday to get into the match. I can see a world where he goes with Aleister Black in a one-on-one match because Aleister Black is playing that Kevin Cause type of character,
Yeah.
and Sami Zayn is kind of playing like the on the like mental breakdown that Aleister Black had to thrive on. Uh, it's either part of the return match or it's with Aleister Black. I don't see another path. Maybe with or Trick Williams. Trick Williams is my other option because they've been kind of teasing out for the last couple of weeks
I think
since
that's the
really,
most
yeah,
that's really the most like viable route. It's got to be Sammy and Trick.
yes, like but like. it's just weird. Like this is such a weird character development for Sammy. It's like Bailey, but it doesn't make
Literally,
sense.
it
Like,
does like it makes zero sense at all. Like the fact that I think comparing it to Bailey is like the perfect like
yes.
1-to-1 scale because Bailey is still stuck in this space where it's like you're so respected and have built up so much. And even 2 years ago, where it was in such a dramatically different place than you're in now, like you gotta ask yourself, what's going on?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, they seem to have some sort of deeper storyline happening with them, so I'm hoping it actually comes out in something. It's not just like something that they're trying to do and they drop the ball like they did with Bailey, or like it seemed like they're doing with Bailey. But right now, his last media's path is not clear, and I think we get answers this week.
I think as long as I think the end goal for Sammy has to be world champion at some point,
Yes,
either
it
this
has
year or
to.
next year. It has to. So
But we
I think
but
as long as we
we
go
also been
ahead.
saying that we also been saying that for the last year and a half. I feel like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, when is it gonna happen?
We've been saying that for a couple of people. We've been saying that for LA Knight. We've been saying that for Drew. We've been saying that well, Drew actually got his now. Hallelujah. We'll talk about that later.
No, but
Uh, Going on to more segments and just the overall path to Mania. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill had their finally had their first face to face after a crazy, crazy week leading up with all the drama that was going back and forth on Twitter and so on and so forth. It felt like the whole Smackdown women's locker room, like the whole last week was like just gunning for Jade Cargill. Which, whether it's a work or not, I don't know. I'll be honest. I know I said, oh yeah. I know I said like, hey, like let's at least try and keep professional as much as possible, blah 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 blah, because I don't want it to end up to be a Charlotte Tiffany situation. After this segment, all those fears are gone. All those fears are gone because they gave us the right balance of hey, there might be some real deal beef going on here, but also we gonna put on a match.
yeah,
We not fucking up the bag.
they won't call each other bitches. They were calling themselves bitches. Like,
And so
but
I was gonna say, do you want to break down how the segment went?
I mean, Rhea came out. I mean, honestly, it was a really good full segment. Rhea came out like kind of like making herself known to Jade and like making clear like who she was. No, was it Rhea or was it Carter that came out for us?
Yeah, it was Rhea that came. It was Rhea that came out first because she was talking and she was basically saying that Jade has like a beautiful specimen and things of that nature, and it's got like one of the peak physiques in WWE, so on and so forth. And then
Yeah.
Jade came out, and that's when they started going back and forth.
Yes.
Rhea
Yep.
drops. Rhea dropped the absolute bomb when she said, "My body is made for fighting. Your body is made for Instagram posts, or something along those lines." Like
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
That
Yeah. I mean, these are two. I mean, these are two powerhouse houses in the division. Like, not just because they're big women, but like they're physically strong women. So like, as long as they keep this professional and that's what and so far so good, and
yeah,
this match has potential to be a show steal, and like and it's it seems like they're trying to base it off of like kind of like a respect for each other's in-ring ability, but not respect for each other,
exactly.
which is good. I think this is what a healthy rivalry looks like.
Yeah.
Do I think they're gonna turn it up a notch a little bit? Yeah, I think they're going to. When this is one of your marquee matches, they're gonna turn it up a little bit. But like right now I don't have a favorite to win the match. Like it can go
These are
either way.
do I because here's what happens, right? Like if Jade wins, she's established. She is a number one star. She already is practically a number one star, but she is like universally a number one star as far as hierarchy in the WWE.
Yes,
If Rhea wins, it'll just be another Rhea win, but it'll also reset the entire dynamic of the SmackDown Women's locker
which is needs.
room. Very much so. And I think so. We know that tomorrow night Jade is defending against Beechin in the match. And we know Jade's gonna win that. I'm so sorry, Beach, and I want you to hold that belt at some point, but
Mm,
it's not gonna be today. Um, so I fully believe that, like, regardless of who wins, I think what'll be more interesting is the after effect. Because think about it, right?
yes.
I fully believe the long-term plan, no matter who wins, is that on the other side you get to face Bianca.
Mm,
So if Rhea wins, we finally get to Jade versus Bianca one-on-one that we haven't had since NXT.
mm,
If if Jade wins, then we finally get the culmination to arguably the best storyline in all of wrestling in all of WWE last year with
yes.
the big three.
Well, we also got to keep in mind that Naomi should also be coming back within later this year
Yeah, she should be due back around like SummerSlam-ish or kind of closer to it.
because August, September, November, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. We'll probably see you again SummerSlam.
Yeah, probably.
So like when she
Which
comes
is very
back,
funny because that was the last time I saw her.
like that's what's gonna be a big part. If she comes back to SmackDown at least, that's gonna be a big part of the storyline as well. So the real question is, how does WWE want to go about doing this? Do they
Yeah,
want do they want to reset the SmackDown division? Because like that storyline with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, it's always gonna be there. That's a Shield storyline at this
it
point.
is. It is. It's one of those things that I think is going to be for the rest of all three of their careers. It's always going to be something that's encapsulated.
Yes. Now, do they want to reset the SmackDown Women's division, or are they banking on Bianca being ready to continue that storyline? Because we don't know when Bianca's going to be ready to go.
Yeah,
Like,
shoot. If you were to believe the reports, she was supposed to have won either the Chamber or the Rumble.
yeah. So like, it seems like the waiting for that. So I want to say, I think they'll high on Cardell and Ripley losing
Hmm.
is not going to change a damn thing about all.
Yeah, no.
But a Jay Cardell loss is a massive loss for her.
Yeah. It, yeah.
So I think we see Jay Cardell coming on top if Bianca Belair is ready to go.
If Jade wins this match, you really should be 3-0 at Mania, right?
Really?
Yeah, because she won against the Kabuki Warriors when it was the big three against them at 40. She won against Naomi at 41, which I think you were at my house for that night.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you were at my old house for that night. And you remember how insanely there were mixed reactions, to say the
Mhm.
least.
Yeah.
Um
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, she was built. I was like she's been built as a monster her entire career. AEW, she was just having that streak. She was brought in WWE as like the next big thing. What
yeah.
better way to establish her by having her create like a WrestleMania streak?
No, that's real. Um all right. Should we get to the big kahuna of SmackDown?
Oh my goodness.
So let me say this beforehand. The thoughts and opinions that the fans say to COA do not reflect the Top Pro Boys podcast in no way, sense, shape, or form, because Lord knows I'm about to say some fucking ass shit. That's how you know I might potentially wild out, because this annoyed the absolute fuck out of me. So, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre were the main event last Friday on Smackdown. WWE Championship, Undisputed Championship. And even though the writing was very clearly on the wall, because as soon as the Elimination Chamber ended, and Nick Aldis said, "Hey, we'll be facing Cody Rhodes on Friday because you interfered in the match." And also, as soon as they reported, ticket sales are incredibly low. I knew. Fuck. Cody's gonna become Mr. Three Time, isn't he?
Hmm.
And the thing is that like there's nothing like, I want to give a breakdown of the match, but there's nothing about this match that separated it. Like, let's be so for real. Cody and Drew, they might be wrestling soulmates, but they are also incredibly exhausting.
Yes.
In the sense that we have been diluted and spoon fed match between the two of them for the longest. It seems like uh, this demonstrates a big problem that I think we're having in a lot of the main event scenes across these wrestling companies. There are no real main event heels that are being built up to be like the next like big one, which is why I so badly want Gunther to go to SmackDown. Like I so bad want it. But there's there really was nothing incredibly like there was nothing incredibly distinct about the match. And it was just one of those things where I was like, dude, you know you're doing this just to move tickets. I like I think the better question to ask other than what did you think of the match? Which again, not a bad match. Just it it felt to me it felt no different than what I saw them do in the Baltimore Street Fight at a house show. That's how it felt. It felt no different. Which
Yes.
is crazy when the championship is on the line. So again, the question I now have to ask is with Randy winning the champ, what do you expect from the legacy match that we are now finally getting after 2 years of development? Do you think that it's perfect timing? Is it too late? Do we think that we could get the Stokes and the Fire running again?
So I feel like the match was eh. Like I agree. I'm tired. Like we're tired of seeing Cody versus Joe because this is the second time this year, and maybe the third or fourth time within the last year,
Yeah, something like that.
and they just been going at it. Like so, the match itself was just your typical Drew versus Cody match. No surprises at all. But people knew Cody was gonna win. No one interfered. No, Fatu interfered.
Yes, 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 yes.
Jacob Fatu interfered, attacking Drew, which makes sense. And you would think, oh, he's also going to attack Cody because they've been beefing for the last 2-ish, 3-ish months
Yeah,
since he lost the belt. Nope. He gave Cody the belt. I'm like, it makes no sense whatsoever because you could have tied in all these different storylines by just having Fatu attack Rhodes as well.
yeah. It literally was just one move that needed to happen.
Like it was literally 5 seconds that did not happen that you could have had a big ass WrestleMania match that could have competed against Punk and Reigns at Mania. So now, as of right now, at least, we don't have that. Now we have Cody versus Orton, which is a dream match, like you said.
Yeah.
Do I think it's too late? No. I think it's too soon
Mm.
because this is a money match. They should have saved it for Saudi.
I'm not mad at that, but we know what they're gonna do for Saudi. We know what
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
this match doesn't need the belt. That's the thing.
Mm,
This match is
okay.
like Cody and Orton do not need a belt to have a good story.
Yeah.
Like that that's why it's frustrating. Like, so you could have done so much more. You could have saved that, put that in your back pocket for next year's WrestleMania.
Mm,
Cause you know Saudi's gonna want that match. Like that's a big time match. And then it's like you also this was also a big opportunity for you to crown Jigo Hot 2 as the next big as the next like as a big force in this company.
yeah.
Like so now I think now we have two more matches. Cody and as of right now, it seems like we're getting two single matches. Cody
Yeah.
and Orton, and then Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu in some sort of situation match.
I definitely see them either being in a steel cage or some sort.
Yes, like steel cage, street fight, web something, some sort of match between those two is gonna happen. I think now the odds of the fatal four way triple threat match that we've been calling since we
Mhm.
started the WrestleMania
Yeah.
is essentially blocked off.
Yeah,
Oh
because once they dropped the poster of the 41 and it was just Cody and Randy, I was like, yeah, no, kind of they shut the chapter on that.
yeah, which is disappointing because that could have been an amazing match to have on that card. And again, I think Fatu would have won that match. So now you guys are winning two more matches, which again does not make sense storyline wise, but like you could have waited on both of these later on and still had a great match at Mania. So like
Yeah.
I would say the odds of us having that fatal four way or triple threat match is now less than 5%.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page as you. Oh, real quick before we move off of SmackDown, Candice LeRae, I want you to know, you finally got my boy Johnny Gargano motivated. You set that man up for failure. You set that man up for failure last Friday night.
Yeah.
Johnny got squashed by Oba, my two-time NXT North American champion, my two-time SmackDown Tag Team champion. He's a one-time NXT champion, right? Yeah, one-time NXT champion.
Yeah. North American
Uh,
champion.
yep, and the only Triple Crown uh champion in NXT history, I believe.
Adam Cole.
Oh, okay. Sorry, or the first, because I think he did it before Cole.
Mm,
Look, man, he's Triple Crown champion
yeah.
NXT. This is why I have Sears fact check me. So all that to get squashed, but to me, like as such a black, like I'm not even a diehard black and gold fan because I wasn't like watching like actively during that time. But like I feel like that could have been a crazy like dream match for us to just get on like a SmackDown. This could have been one of those like, oh, we got this on free TV type thing, but
Hmm.
especially for his first match back. But I see the long road with Obafemi as of
Yeah.
right now. And
I
we will
did
talk
too.
yeah, and we'll talk about that when we get to Raw a little bit. I just hope that he spins the block on a couple of these. I hope that he spins the block on a couple of these after the main goal is achieved.
Yes.
That's all I'll say. Now, moving into Raw, do you want to talk about the opening segment?
Yeah, I mean the opening segment is just what was the opening segment for what has been lately. Just pure chaos. We have the English GM on God's green earth. Adam Pearce come down, asking Stefan to come to the ring. He does behind his army of masked men, which is the theme for this year's WrestleMania, apparently, is masked men. Um,
Yeah,
and he comes to the ring and like Pierce is kind of like questioning him and like about like why he's there because he knows he's not medically cleared. Wallen's not even saying anything. He went to silent treatment. Like
he's a
the
silent
bit
killer, man.
Yeah. And then the Vision comes out trying to get the list back for Paul Heyman. Seth disappears, but uh LA Knight comes out, you know, yeah.
Yeah,
What do you-
LA. Yeah, LA Knight came out
LA Knight came out and started going after the Vision as he's been doing for the last half a year, it seems like. He
basically.
he started getting his butt kicked as usual. Then the Usos come out and save the day as usual. Kind of weird though with the Jey Uso and LA Knight puts behind me history kind of beat, but they kind of dropped that ball too.
They did.
Uh, and yeah, I mean honestly, it was just kind of chaotic. But they all building towards something. I mean, I think this is building to a Uso and Vision tag title match at some point.
I think that's all you have left to do, really, with the state of the division.
But like, I don't know what they're doing with LA Knight.
If I so here's the thing. As much as I want to give into the thing where folks say, "Oh, yeah, no, they're gonna um feed LA Knight to Paperwork Boy, the man that's in all the papers, uh, Cock Lesnar." Um, no, I don't think that's gonna be the case because no one wants to see that match. Also, that moves zero. That moves zero, like literally $0. That moves zero units.
Yes.
Um, The thing with LA Knight is that honestly, I think he might just get left off the card in general. Or if he does, he's gonna get put in like a multi-man IC title match or something.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. It's because he like right again. We have 5 weeks of Mania, but it's like what's happening? Like, are they waiting? Like, are they trying for Braun Breaker to come back? Are they like I can't. You can't tell what's happening at all. Which is, I guess, it's good, but it's also kind of concerning because there doesn't seem to be a clear path for this part of Mania. Which again, we
Yeah,
talked about like what should have been, but you gotta be
it's
able to
very
put it.
directionless.
Yes. So I
And I
mean,
get it that we
yeah,
come when we're like playing Monday Night Quarterback to it all, but it's also like, what are we doing?
yeah. Like it's I'm intrigued on what they can do with us. So because Rollins is going to be at Mania. If he's not, there's no reason for him to be there. Like
Yeah.
Rollins has to be at Mania.
Oh no, no. He's gonna end up on the card. It's just a matter of fact of who
Who?
he's going up against.
Yeah. Like like unless they do some sort of like major tone and it's like LA is part of the division, but it's like I don't see that. So we'll see. But I mean, the opening segment was what it was. What do you think about it?
I thought I have never seen more masked men in my life. There were more masked men there than a Comic-Con. Like that, what, first of all, I have also never seen more shiesties in my life than when NBA YoungBoy came to town. Because what are we doing? I thought the segment was a little bit of a mess. I'm not gonna lie, but I do like the fact of um Rollins being the silent stoic, and also it's confirmed that Paul Heyman is out indefinitely. Does leave me a little concerned because Theory and Logan are not the best on the mic.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I think it definitely doesn't mean long. I think it's just for like story wise, he's gonna
Yeah,
come back and hopefully bring someone back with him. But
I would hope that he brings. I saw Braun is out fishing for some contest. Please tell me that that's a part. Please tell me that's him saying, "Hey, I'm ready to come back." Uh,
Yeah.
like let Braun come back, man. But I'm with you. I don't know what the plan for division is at Mania. I know Seth has to be on the card somewhere. If they do Seth versus Logan again, and Theory's just a walkout man, I guess cool. But it seems like this has been a year of, or almost a year of just full on. We're gonna build this story and build this faction, and not even. I can't even blame it on booking. I can't blame it on bad storytelling. Well, I can kind of blame it on booking because some of these matches were a little bit redundant with the Raw main events. But it seems like it's all kind of been squandered, all because they wanted to play with injuries.
Yeah. They messed with Kama hard. They said, "Oh, we're gonna figure Stefan's injury." Bet. No, you're not.
Exactly. Um,
We'll take Rollins
so
out and the two biggest stars with his story.
and the thing was that I was so ready for Bronson Reed. I was so ready for Bronson Reed to really step up and be this big main event heel. Like I was so hyped when I thought, okay, now he has the chance to be in the chamber and things like that. But anyway, let's head over to the Gauntlet match, which was really, really dope. Myra Valkyria, Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, Bailey, and Asuka. Number one contenders match for the women's IC championship. Sears, kick us off, man. What did you think? How did you feel? Give us the play by play.
I mean, hold on. I'm texting it all. Let me send the text real quick. Sorry. Always are checking it right now. I'm on call.
Go ahead.
But essentially, well, we start off with Io Sky versus Valkyria, which I mean, please
Pure graphs.
give me more, please and thank you.
Indeed.
Um, I mean, as we would expect between two top stars like that, like great for showing this gauntlet match. You just gotta end up getting the pin on Lila,
Yeah.
which brought out Raquel Rodriguez, which again, it's always gonna be good between the two of them. The good David and the Goliath story like matchup. Like they go what they just go what it. Shockingly, ESI picked up the win here. 'Cause I would have thought that Raquel would have moved further along in this match.
Same.
Uh, but ESI got the win. And then Ivy Nile came out. And honestly, this was a good showing for Ivy. I mean, she didn't get a chance to showcase too much, but when she gets a chance to, she does it. And I think she did
Most
it here as
definitely.
well. She ended up getting the pin on Io Sky, which I think was the shocking part of the match. Honestly, 'cause I don't think anybody would have thought Ivy and I would have gotten the pin on Io
Not at
Sky
all.
of all people. Uh, and so then Bailey came out again, solid bout. No one expected Ivy and I to get fall, so Bailey got the win, and then Asuka comes out with you know abusing her tag partner, Kyrie Sane. Uh, and honestly, Bailey and Asuka just are kind of like wrestling soulmates. I really,
Yeah.
really had a bad bout. Same case here, but Bailey got the win. So now we got Bailey and AJ for next week, if I'm correct.
Yep. And it'll be their first match in like 13 years, I think, something like
Oh
that.
yeah, it's yeah.
So it's insane because the last time, dude, the last time that Bailey and AJ Lee went up against each other, Bailey was the NXT Women's Champion. That's
Hmm.
hilarious. So I think this is going to be an interesting match for sure. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Obviously, I can fully see AJ Lee winning because I think she walks into Mania with the belt.
Uh,
But it's also a matter of fact of are they gonna stretch out the Becky feud? Are we going to see a Becky interference? What's really going to be the long-term play here, or is she going to try and uplift hopefully one of the younger, like newer generation uh superstars, and maybe she gives someone else a Mania moment? Because to be honest, as much as I think AJ and Becky is definitely Mania worthy, you could also just have AJ's first Mania match in God knows how long. Like, and that'll just sell and push tickets as much as you want, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm also kind of getting tired of AJ versus Becky at this point, but at the same time, like that's also why that doesn't need the belt either. Like I can see it going either way. I do agree that I see AJ going intermediate with the belt, and I'm honestly hoping it's like again I talked about it last week, but I hope it is like a multi-woman IC title match picture
Yeah,
with like they get maybe homage to like the ladder match, and they do a women's IC title ladder match.
that's fair.
And honestly, I don't even need AJ to win that match. Like that can be a good way to put the belt on Ivy Nile, a good way to put the belt on Raquel if she's gonna be in the match. Even I don't think she's gonna be in the match. Like, I'm intrigued to see what the plan is, but I think next week we are being treated to an AJ Lee and Bailey match, and it should be amazing.
Yeah, no, I think they're definitely gonna go crazy. I think they're definitely gonna go crazy, and I think it's gonna be one of those things where I end up walking away kind of shocked at just how good it is. Um, let's see. Oh, speaking of some shocking moments, man, let me tell you something right now. JD McDonough, look me in my eyes. When I catch you, when I catch you, McDonough, cuz so many things. There's, of course, like always, there's some tension in the clubhouse, but now it looks like the clubhouse might just, tipped over.
Hmm.
Clubhouse is on its side. So, um, first off, Don bursts in the clubhouse asking JD, "Where Finn at? Where Finn at? I'm trying to talk to Finn." After Finn went and let Dom cheat to win last week in the IC match against Penta, and so then Dom proceeds to grab Liv and grab Raquel. Well, not grab, but tell them to pull up with him to the ring. Start airing out the dirty laundry on Front Street, airing out all their business. So Finn comes out. First off, I love the fact that Finn has some music back, man. We
Hmm.
finally got the face turn, man. When Finn said, "You said you wanted to be the greatest seer of all time." Sometimes part of that means you got to handle your own battles. And he recreated the spot from 7 years ago.
Yep.
Uh,
Has it really been 7 years since that NXT moment?
it was like
Oh, I feel
2019,
old.
right? So yeah, 7 years ago.
Oh, I feel old.
Yeah. And so he took off the jacket, did the Pele kick. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't see. I can't remember the last time Finn did the Pele kick. So I was like, okay, my boy got it. My boy still got it. All right, bet. And the Prince is back. The Prince is back. It's a motherfucking Prince, baby. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I was with you. I think we said this last week. Finn and Dom does not need a title. There's so much story wrapped inside there. Like, doesn't need a title. I'm really, really happy to see that that looks to be both of their directions for Mania. I don't even like. I don't know who I want to go over in this match. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, honestly, I think I want Finn to win more just because I think he needs it more.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
like,
Finn ever really got his WrestleMania moment either.
yeah. Well, he won the IC title in a triple threat against Rollins and The Miz.
Oh yeah,
No, no, he didn't. No, he didn't win that match. Rollins won that match. Never mind. See, I agree.
okay.
I don't think he ever had his like moment at WrestleMania. But like, part of me also thinks maybe put the AAA title on the line.
Mm. Really? Oh no no no. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think there's a different plan for Triple A title because he's defending it this Saturday against Vikingo.
Okay. So we can probably
So
assume that he's gonna lose the belt because of Fenn.
yeah, that is what I think. Which would be crazy because the stipulation of the Triple A match is that if Dom loses, he has to leave Triple A forever.
Oof.
That's that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
But I
but
mean, at least it happened. At least it finally happened, right?
yeah, and so I think one thing is that if Dom loses, what like do we call it the destruction of the Judgment Day? What do we call it? What because all the Dom is the only original Judgment Day member left.
He's not even an OG member of the Judgment Day. Because the winner of the Judgment Day was Edge, Priest, and Ripley.
Yeah, fair, 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 fair.
So like, I I don't know, to be completely honest. It really depends on what they do with the win.
Yeah,
It seems like they kind of dropped the ball again. Talking about dropping the ball on stories, they seem to have dropped the ball on, or at least put a pause in Raquel betraying Morgan, or Morgan betraying Raquel. Because they were teasing that since before the chain ball,
I think
and
that's the only way Liv loses at Mania
yeah,
is if Raquel interferes.
yeah. Well, I would have thought Raquel would have been the match, but it didn't seem like that's happening either. So it's like I think Judgment Day lives on for a little bit longer. I think SummerSlam is maybe see it actually end up falling apart. Maybe a mixed tag match to end it,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
but I think we see the lots. I think by this time next year, Judgment Day will be gone.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't see them really living on for much longer after this. Man, that was I'm not gonna lie. Raw gave us some really good segments. Like it had a weird opening segment. Everything else,
Yes.
segment wise, really, really good. Because how we gotta talk about, of course, the world heavyweight champion, the best in the world, CM Punk, coming out to, of course, talk about Roman Reigns, and then only for the Usos show up to want to inherit the beef between Roman and Punk. Now, I have never laughed harder watching Jey Uso because Jay was crashing out like a rabid dog at the end of this episode. Mind you, at the beginning of the episode, when Kathy Kelly had asked uh, Jay and Jimmy if they had anything to say about Punk's comments, Jay said, "Give a damn," and then Jimmy was like, "Nah, I just give a damn." Wow. And then Jay was acting like he really cared this whole time. It was just so funny to me, dog. Like Jay crashed out, and Jimmy's just like, "Hey, man, still, we we trying to figure this out, get this squash like." Oh, what did you think about it?
I feel like it was good. I feel like it was a great segment on all three of those parts, on all three of their parts. So, and especially Jimmy.
Yeah,
Before I get to
Jimmy walked
Jimmy,
away that.
before I get to Jimmy, hopefully this means like this was the best Jay Uso had in a little bit, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact he wasn't eating all across the arena. But
Yeah,
like there was a great showing by Punk, but Jimmy I think was the star of this segment.
absolutely. I think Jimmy playing a good cop and trying to be the mediator. But the thing about it is that I think the best part of how Jimmy was able to tell the story was really all in like his facial expressions more than anything because you could tell he was standing firm like, yo, that's my uncle. Like you gotta really apologize. Like I got respect for you, but you gotta apologize. And so pressing Punk like that, and then Punk basically talk about, man, when I was a kid living in Philly, Alpha was basically my mentor. I used the fans figuring out that the kid who he was talking about babysitting in the promo is technically Lance and Hawaii is funny as hell to me.
Mm.
So he's like, "Oh, I was babysitting Lance," and then basically saying that Alpha was it Alpha or Sika? Sika, right? Yeah, would be Sika would be disappointed that the two of y'all are just basically doing Roman's dirty work, and then Roman had to come out and showing up for himself. I think we we knew that this story had a lot of vitriol, excuse me, but they are now pulling on parts of the story that we didn't even think they were going to go because no one expected for them to go this far really. We all expected it to be just a tangent of the Shield beef and everything like that. And it's like, hey, I brought you in this business, let me take you out, blah 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 type vibes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I mean, this was just a good. This was just a good. I mean, it adds another layer to the story of Reigns and Punk without Reigns even being there. Because that was a big concern going into this is how are they going to tell the story without Roman Reigns being there the full time? Because
Yeah,
Roman Reigns not going to be there the full time.
no.
So I think having the uses there to help continue the storyline is great. My question is now is how does this impact the Raw tag titles? Because the Usos are supposed to be faces. Are they gonna like continue to be trinos? Like, cause this to me, this seems like them being trinos.
I I definitely can see them leaning more on the tweener side of things. Um, I can definitely see them leaning more on the tweener side of things. Between us, I more so am focused on not necessarily the Raw tag titles, but just what this looks like. Because I think there's a very healthy chance of Roman winning this. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a very healthy chance of Roman winning this match.
Hmm.
And it seems to be that there's almost, even though I have yet to apologize, which Punk brought up on Monday, are if we see Roman win, is this going to be a reunion of the bloodline of sorts? What are we like? What's the long term there? But as far as like the immediate with the Raw tag titles, I think there it'll be a way where they can all still look like faces at the end of the day. Because especially when you think about the fact that who threw the Punk was the one who threw the first like direct shot talking about Sika, and then even during this segment, Punk was the first one to really get physical with it. Or was it Jay that pushed first?
I think it might have been Jeb.
Yeah, so Jay was the one that pushed first, but it's a thing where like, okay, Jimmy now has to jump in and defend his brother. It's not out of like willful, like I want to fight you. It's more so I have to fight you type thing. Like
Yeah,
I think they're able to play it and tell the story in a way where it's like this is a ambiguous ground to say the least.
yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued in where it goes because next week women is there, so I'm intrigued on how this what the plan is for that. But we'll see, right? We'll see Monday.
Okay. And Sears, you've whipped up something very, very special for me, haven't you? And it's not a cake, not a pastry, but it's something even better. What is it, my boy?
Yes, even though I do like to bake, uh, I didn't bake in real life. I baked in the games. So
Mm.
as I'm pulling this up, if you've been listening for the past couple of weeks, you've probably seen or heard my frustration with Wrestle Plays grids, as in they don't like to do things correctly, and they think, oh, this is fine. We don't have to get credit for uh Randy Orton not being a partner of Seth Rollins, even though Rollins not being a partner of Randy Orton, even though they won the authority together. And so I created my own grids. However, Steph requested we do reverse grids, so we're doing reverse grids. So, Steph, can we see the screen?
Oh, good Lord. Okay, I can view the screen.
Okay. So for our viewers at home, we ask uh that you or if you're only listening to the podcast that you switch to the visual version of the podcast, whether it be on or social media or on your listening platform that allows it.
There we go. There we go.
Because we need it works best if you see the grid.
There you
So in
go.
normal grids, you're filling in the grid with three columns of prompts and three rows of prompts. And with reverse grids, you have a completed grid. Your task is to figure out what matches with those superstars. So in this case, our first row is CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and The Big Show. Our
Hmm.
second row is Big E, Dom Mysterio, and Carlito. And
Hmm.
our third row is All Truth, Jarrett, and Christian. And so our fourth column is Punk, E, and Truth. Second column is Kenny Omega, Dom, Jeff Jarrett. And then third column is Big Show, Carlito, and Christian. Steph's job in this is to guess each row and column and what is the matching theme for said column.
And of course, the week where I decide let's do a reverse is the week where I have to do this alone. So
Yes,
this is
unfortunately.
going to be fun.
Yes.
Um,
I can give hints as needed because we were supposed to have a full. We didn't realize this was gonna be a two-man show until today. So there was a short notice, and I didn't have a chance to make it easier. So I
that's
will say
fine.
this is kind of difficult.
That's fine. Punk, Omega, and Big Show, they all went from WWE to AEW. I'm assuming that's what they have in common.
No.
No, no, no. Wait a minute. Why? That's a lie. Omega was only in
Hmm.
the developmental territory. He never made it to the roster.
Yep.
Oh, that screwed me over. All right. Big E, Big E, Dom, and Carlito were all IC champions.
That is correct.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, R-Truth, Jeff Jarrett, and Christian were all TNA champions, I believe.
I'll give it to you. They were all NWA champions, but this was when NWA was. I looked it up, and they did count the NWA title runs as the TNA title.
Yeah, I
But
was about to say, I
yes.
was like, I didn't know how far back you wanted to. I didn't know how far back you wanted to go with it. Um, let's see, Punk, Big E, and R-Truth tag partners with Kofi Kingston at one point.
Close. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Tag champs with
Okay,
Kobe Keystone.
got you, got you, got you. Um, oh wait, no, no, Punk, Kenny Omega, and Big Show. Um, it's got to be a Wrestling Observer newsletter, most charismatic of the year, something along those lines. Some bullshit like that, right?
What'd you say?
I said I feel like it's a Wrestling Observer newsletter, most charismatic of the year, some bullshit like that, right? That they always pull out from the grids. No, none
Nope.
of those.
I will say that's probably this row and this column are probably the hardest ones.
That's what
You
I'm
have
thinking right now.
yeah.
Oh, and this one right here, they were all AAA champions.
Which
Penny,
one?
Dom, and Jeff.
They were all what?
They were all AAA mega company owners.
Yes, they will.
Um, yeah, this one was,
I would say that these both of these are about pay-per-views more than anything.
oh, okay, okay. Um, I have so many fucking cars in my head. Okay, Punk, Omega, and Big Show. I'm assuming they were all on a all-out card. Was it 2022?
Close. 2021.
Okay, 2021. All right, cool. So they were all
So
all in one.
what about this last one? You almost got
Uh,
stuff.
I know, I'm almost there. Christian, Carlito. Is that the Mania card where Carlito and his brother won the tag titles or last weekend?
Which one?
I'm trying to remember the number right now. I only remember what Carlito did in it. Like I know that he won the tag titles with his brother on.
Did you say it was WrestleMania?
Yeah,
Okay, can you describe the logo if you came up with a number?
I think I'll probably have a better chance of giving you the number than I'll giving you the logo. I feel like
Oh,
it was 23.
close. My age.
Oh, 25.
Correct. The 25th anniversary of WrestleMania.
There we go. Okay.
Good job, Steph.
I'm not gonna lie. That one fucked me. That one fucked me. I
So for viewers at home, all columns go as an order. CM Punk, Big E, and R-Truth were all tag champs with Kofi Kingston. Kenny Omega, Dodie Down Mysterio, and Jeff Jarrett were all AAA Mega Champions. Big Show, Carlito, and Christian were all on the WrestleMania 25 card. Our Rose goes CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and Big Show were all on the All Out 2021 card. Big E, Dom Mysterio, and Carlito were all Intercontinental Champions. And R-Truth, Jeff Jarrett, and Christian were all NWA World Champions. NWA slash TNA World Champions.
Hey man, it was a long, hard battle, long fought battle. I'd like to thank the Academy. Shout out WrestlePlay. Shout out Sears actually. Shout out Sears. Shout out Sears. Sears did this in spite of WrestlePlay.
Yeah, I'm known to be petty, so
Oh man, but no, that was fun. We gotta do more of these. I like these. Okay, so let's talk about NXT real quick. Let's run through it. So of course we have Vengeance Day last Saturday. The Blake Monroe Jada Parker street fight. First off, I know that last week I said that I had a little bit of what other word? I know I said I had some reservations about the match because I was like, Blake Monroe wasn't lying when she said she might be the most complete wrestler in that whole PC. Who's really gonna step to her in terms of in-ring ability? Jada, my bad. My bad. I think for the type of match that it was and for the type of match that happened, it completely made sense for it completely made sense and excuse me, they were able to not hide the gap but close the gap more. Because it wasn't necessarily dependent on in-ring stop it on in-ring skill. It was more so dependent on just, hey, can we just beat the hell out of each other?
mhm.
Oh, I was like, did you get a chance to check it out on Saturday? What'd you think?
I did. Honestly, I thought it was probably the best match of the night in my opinion.
Mm,
This is Big Monroe's alley at this point. Like, I don't think
yeah,
there's a women wrestler in any company that does extreme matches like this better than Hall.
yeah.
And I think Jada Parker, I agree with you. Jada Parker did step up to the plate and show that I can throw hands too when needed, you know. And so I think it was a great showing. I think it was great. Both wrestlers were amazing. Um, Honestly, it could have gone either way. Um, either one of them could be benefited from the win. But I think this does a good job of kind of establishing Blake Miller more in the division. So
Yeah.
I'm intrigued on what this means as we closer to standard level. Like, are we done? Are they done? Do they go for one big one, one more big one? Or like, do they kind of go different directions now? So I'm intrigued, but Vengeance Day, this was a great opening matchup.
No, most definitely. I'm also intrigued to see what the direction is for Sam Deliver because typically, like they've had matches before, but this didn't feel like an ending either. And I feel like this just didn't feel like an ending at all. So I don't know. Maybe it seems like Robert Stone loves doing steel cages, according to what happened on NXT. So maybe we get two of them in a steel cage that's gonna deliver or something like that. But moving on, keeping up with the women at NXT, which is of course we all know the strongest part of NXT right now. Taylor Paxley and Izzy Dane for the Women's North American Championship. Man, you want to talk about hoops? You want to talk about graps? This was a motherfucking banger. Like this, I felt was my match of the night, honestly, because Tatum Paxley is so versatile as a wrestler. She's able to work with any such style, and also, as tired as I am from a story and a narrative perspective of this Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley beef, because it's been drawn out just way too long, in my opinion. Like the matches have been incredible between the two of them. Once you really cut past all the monotonous segments of them talking about betrayal, and so on and so forth. And I think Tatum having won this and now earning the Women's North American Championship kind of elevates the title a little more than it already was.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree. And kind of going into the episode, I mean, I mean, the story's not done because this is how NXT opens up as well with Izzy, not Izzy,
Tatum
um,
Paxley?
yeah, Tam Paxley kind of opening the show, saying that this was for me, kind of celebrating her win, and she gets attacked by Izzy Dane. So like, we're clearly not done between the two of them. So I think I think this rivalry does a good job of elevating the North American Women's title. Because honestly, I can't think of another rivalry for this belt that has been like this personable besides this one.
Yeah.
I can't. Like, I'm even struggling to think of like rivalries for the belt. So like, I think Izzy by Tatum being champion, I agree with you. It does elevate the belt. It elevates Tatum and it elevates Izzy. And I think we get a great third act going into sand level or go at
Same.
sand level.
Same. I definitely see that.
Potentially a last woman standing match, maybe an I quit match.
If it's an I Quit match and this is Tatum's call up,
hmm I won't be upset.
you got me. Um, man, let's talk about. I told y'all at the top of the episode, we're gonna talk a lot about birthright this episode. Let's talk about birthright, man. They had a tag match against Charlie Dempsey and Tavion Heights. Got a little bit of an NQCC reunion, which is very funny because when you think about the NQCC right now, one half of them is thriving. The other half, when you think about the four,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, yeah.
go.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say Miles is currently North American champion. Ren, we're probably gonna talk about this at some point. Ren is now the number one contender for the women's speed title, and then Charlie and Tavion had a little bit of, they got their issues going on, but I want you to go ahead and talk about that because that was a crazy moment.
I mean, it was just a straight up tag match. I honestly thought we were gonna get a kind of a reunion between uh Charlie and what's his face? Sorry, I got
Tavion,
Charlie and Damien, thank you. And then out of nowhere, suplexes him. And then we see the parents of of both way come down. We see uh Finley come down. We see William Weaver come down on the ramp, and that's the moment that Charlie Dempsey joins Bullfight. I mean, I was actually kind of shocked. I thought Charlie Dempsey wasn't gonna join.
hmm
Uh, and so now Bullfight has so much potential. Like
yeah,
they have potential that they didn't have. Like, I mean, you've been the biggest. I mean, you've been the biggest hater of Pro Fight since they first started, and it's like now people who had no interest in them are now interested in what they're gonna do because now like even with David Finlay not joining NXT and taking the way he was this was meant for, it
Yeah,
was clear as day.
yeah,
This
it's
was
very
meant to
clear.
be David Finlay's um, group, but now that he's not a heel and they're now bringing in the parents of these wrestlers, it's like. Okay, now they're catching gas. Now they're using
Yeah,
gas. So I mean,
that's the thing. You talk about me being a hater of Boyz, and I'll admit I've been the biggest fan, but
mhm.
I hate the fact that I, I, I am, I am invested now after this. I am. You're 100% correct in that nature. I'm also very invested in Uriah Connors. I think that he's going to be a great talent once he gets a little bit more developed. Also, he's the only fourth generation superstar in the PC, so that's kind of interesting to see develop. And I'm kind of with you. They have a lot of gas, a lot of motion. I wasn't expecting to see William Regal. And when William Regal shows up at NXT, you gotta ask the question: do you think we might get a War Games match at Stand and Deliver?
No,
No.
no, because there's no one for them to be beefing with right now to want a War Games match. Now, I think down
That's,
the line, do we potentially get a Bullfight versus Dark Slate? Yeah.
ooh,
Do we maybe get a Bullfight versus maybe some champions? Maybe. Like I can imagine a war where like they're going after the NXT and North American title and they have the tag titles. So they do
yeah,
like Henry, Myers Bone, and then they bring in like Trivion and someone else versus both right.
yeah. No, I'm not mad at that. No, I'm not mad at that at all. The potential is there for Birthright. Like, there's so much that's going on. Never thought I would say this. The sky might be the limit for this group now after this
Wow.
week.
You already hear first, guys. Seth Freakman is giving both like room to fly.
I Look, man. I like I like Uriah. I like the fact that we got to see. It was a great moment. It was a great moment. I just hope they don't fumble it. Um, I'm really actually you brought up David Finley. I know that we're going to talk about AEW in a little bit, but I want to talk about this real quick since we're talking about Birthright. Did you see the comments that he said? Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyone that doesn't know, apparently, David Finley said, and he confirmed that he was offered a contract by WWE, but it was an NXT contract, wasn't a development contract, wasn't a main roster contract, and so he said, I haven't made any money with my dad and my brother. I made a ton of money with Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors, so I'm gonna work with that. And that was what made him go to AEW instead. I think a big question that I now have, and I want to kind of know your opinion on Sears, is with now there now being so many different avenues for wrestlers to get a bag because we're now in a world where there are more promotions than ever before, I think.
Hmm.
So with so many different viable options for wrestlers to go and get a bag, does because obviously if you were to go like 20 years back, shoot, even 10 years back, every wrestler coming, I gotta make it to WWE. But now, do we see that being less and less standard? Like, what do you think? Do you think the luster of becoming a WWE superstar is no longer there?
I think it's still there, but for a different reason, right? Because if they want to make a bag, they don't have to go to WWE. We know this. We have AEW. We even have TNA, New Japan. However, I think the luster of WWE is now WWE is considered like the big place. It's considered the NFL. It's considered the NBA. It's considered
Mm,
it's considered the Premier League. Like
yeah,
Like I'm like view it as like a young kid wanting to play, growing up loving the game of football.
Mm,
Right? Give uh, uh, if you don't have a favorite sports team growing up, but you have the skill to play football, you're probably gonna want to go to a team that's been historically good.
yeah.
You know, one the big teams, the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Eagles, the Cowboys, even. Like WWE is like the childhood. It's where most childhood dreams come in for a lot of stars today. So I think right now that they don't have to ride on money. You know, they have the option to pay big time money. I think right now they get big names by just being like, I always dream of like of these wrestlers always dreaming of working in WWE,
Mm,
winning a match at WrestleMania, becoming champion at WrestleMania. You know, pointing to the
yeah.
sign, as Cody's been saying. You know, like tell me, I can tell you I do this, but when you were younger, even nowadays, like, do you like take like a toy that you have and act like you're winning it at at like WrestleMania?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You you see how I be on my little spinner belt? I'll be walking around like I just won the TLC with that joint. I'll be walking around like I'll be walking around like I was forgiven '07. I think that was the first thing I said when I got it.
Yeah, I grew up saying like doing promos on like as if like I'm giving for a big match of Mania. Like these same thing with these wrestlers and they dream of being WWE.
Yeah.
That's what the glamour is at this point, is being in WWE. Like look at Mariah Wet, Blake Monroe, for example.
Yeah.
She could argue she could be the biggest name in AEW right now if she stayed in AEW.
Yeah.
She could be making a buttload of money in AEW than she is in NXT right now. But the reason she's there and she said this is because she wanted to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah, like you can even see the old tweets of her like talking about Triple H or like kissing the Roman Reigns or WrestleMania poster and shit like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. I mean, that's why Cody Rhodes went back to WWE. It's to become champion in WWE. WWE is the big pond right now. Right now. I think down the line, if AEW and other companies start heel, I can see seeing that glamour go away. But right now, WWE is the where I want to be. You know, it's the 2000s Patriots. Wait, it's the
Yeah.
it's the New York Yankees. I'm trying to think of other top sports. It's the Premier League.
I was gonna say it's basically the 49ers dynasty.
Yes. It's the Harvard University. It's the
Yeah,
New York City where like everybody wants to end up going to New York, right? It's
exactly.
it's that place.
No, I see what you're saying there. And so, man, it's so funny because shout out to my boy Ty Hector. Um, he's a indie wrestler right now. He's getting ready to go to the New Japan Academy, and whenever I talk to him on the side, he's like, man, I want to go and follow Mox, man. You gonna see me? I'm the newest member of Death Riders, man. And it's like it's so funny because like if it was 10 years ago, I don't even think you would have heard. Well, obviously because AEW wasn't around 10 years ago, but you wouldn't have heard someone being like, man, you know what I want to do? I wanna I wanna go with that six-sided ring, man.
Exactly. Like,
Um, it's just funny. It's just really funny to see. All right. Do we want to wrap up NXT, talk about the men's tag match that happened because that is a lot going on in that title scene right now.
yeah, I mean, essentially, well, like coming from Wednesday, we saw Henry Cersei defend the NXT championship against Ricky Saints when Ethan Page tried to help Saints, but failed in doing so.
Yeah.
So this week we saw a tag title match between Henry and Miles Bowen versus Saints and Page. Uh, it's a great match. I mean, they're all great superstars,
Yeah.
but correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a separation of whoever gets the pin gets the belt, title shot at that belt?
No, it was
No.
more so a matter of fact of it wasn't a official confirmed stipulation. It was more so just a matter of fact of something that was said in the segment where Ricky was like, "Hey, you pinned Miles, puts you back in contention. I pinned Joe, puts me back in contention. I'm right back at the front of the line." So it
Yeah,
was more so of an assumption than actual stipulation. But I'm with you.
gotcha.
Solid match. I'm not sure if you noticed during Ricky Saint's entrance when Ethan Payne's in the back doing,
Mhm.
doing the little hands. I like I like Ethan and Ricky together because they're goofy, but they're goofy enough to be taken seriously still as heroes, which I think is really fun. It brings a
Yes,
lot of more personality to each of their characters.
I agree.
Um, Miles Bourne as a babyface champion is working incredibly well, and you can tell that it's working incredibly well because he's not getting drowned out by probably the ultimate babyface in NXT right now since Javon left, which is Joe
Yeah,
Hendry. Let's see. I do want to talk about Ricky is so petty because when he tried to slide the belt to Ethan and he completely missed on purpose, I was like, oh, I told, I told y'all, let me peek behind the curtain, y'all. So this might have been last Friday or something like that. I texted the group chat. I said, do we think that Ethan is gonna slime out Ricky? Who is sliming out who? Because we know their alliance is not gonna work out forever. We know that's probably their stand and deliver match. And Steers, I think it was you that said that you think that Ricky's gonna be the one to turn on Ethan, right?
yeah,
Bro, the way how Ethan was looking at Ricky after he got the pin on Joe, and the way how Ethan was looking at that man, I have never felt more validated in my life. Ethan, it will always be a devious man at the end of the day. Do we forget how he won the NXT title to begin with? My man literally just laid on it and won.
yeah. But I think he's gonna get a title shot.
Uh,
Ricky's gonna be pissed about it, and then Ricky's gonna cost him that title shot.
I can see that. I can see that. But overall, pretty good episode of NXT, man. Especially with the fact that they're gearing up to be in Houston next week. They said that it's going to be Booker T Appreciation Day, all that jazz. Oh, also, excuse me, the tag division is heating up on NXT. The
Hmm.
way how they've announced the contenders tournament, they've really been putting a lot of tender love and care on it. I appreciate that a lot. Let's jump over to AEW to close things out, man. I didn't get a chance to watch much of Collision, so can you at least tell us about the FTR Rascals match real quick? Series.
Honestly, I didn't get a chance to watch it either. From
Okay.
what I've seen on social media, I mean, it was good. I mean, we saw the last was on a shot 2, 3 weeks ago again by beating FTR in an eliminator match.
Yeah,
Uh, Contractors came this fast, but from what I saw, from what I saw, it was good.
I got you. Let's move a little bit forward then. Let's head straight into Dynamite and dude, ar arguably match of the week, man. Kyle Fletcher, Speedball Mike Bailey, TNT Championship match. When I tell you, I have never seen a cleaner Michinoku driver than Kyle Fletcher's, man. Oh my God. It was so good. The finish kind of underwhelmed me when when Kyle decided to cheat to get out of it instead of a clean pin. But I get it. You're laying that storyline siege so that way, Speedball can eventually get the title back or can eventually get the title off of Kyle 'cause when he eventually does get the fair one-on-one. But dude, dude, Kyle, Kyle and Speedball are two for two as far as their matches have gone just this year alone. Whenever they went up
Mm.
against each other, because they went up against each other in the Continental Classic, y'all remember me raving and ranting about that match. And then this one was just as good. And I, I would love to see a full blown rivalry between these two. I would like for this to keep going. But what did you think?
You took the word out of my mouth. It was a great match. I think this is just potential cornerstone of AEW. They built it correctly. I mean, I think people sleep on Speedball Bailey, just because like he teams with Kevin Knight, and there's a lot of athletic and great superstars in AEW. But
Mhm.
I feel like people sleep on Speedball to the point it's like they forget how good he is until he's in a match, so like a singles match, and going toe to toe with Kyle Fisher. I mean, bang! I mean, it's gonna be a bangle. So
In the words of Sheamus,
bangle after bangle after bangle. And I think that if they both stay in AEW, this this could be a good rivalry going down that can like be in the company that for years to come.
yeah,
And
I
I
could
agree. I
fully
think
see this. I
yeah.
could fully see this being a all in main event, like 2030 or something like that.
Yeah, I can see it. So
All right. Willow Nightingale against Persephone for the TBS Championship. And again, in the words of Sheamus, another banger after banger after banger. Persephone took the belt off of Mercedes Moné, took the CMLL Women's Championship off of Mercedes Moné last Saturday, I believe, something like that. So
mhm.
fresh off of that win, and I think, if correct me if I'm wrong, this might be her first Dynamite match since signing a dual contract with AEW and CMLL. So this was also fun. So her being straight in TBS title contention, it's showing me strong hopes for Persephone, and the match did disappoint.
Mhm.
I know you're happy to see Willow finally win the title, so I'm gonna let you say it.
Yeah, we were talking about at the top of the episode. Will Angle before this past week has not defended the belt as much because of the fact she's a double champion and she's been focused on the tag team titles. So the TBS title has not gotten a lot of love as of late. So I'm glad to see that it showed that she had defense this past week. And like I said, it was a bangle. Will Angle is one of the top women stars of today.
Yeah,
Like top 10 for sure, if not top five.
most definitely.
Yeah. Persephone, again, been on fire as of late, just got back to CMLL title. Uh, you know, been on fire since he signed that dual contract. So this was meant to be a great match and it met expectations. Like honestly. Like I wish William was a single champion, only a single champion, so we can keep seeing matches like this.
Yeah, because I
Because
could
this,
definitely see Willow being a workhorse.
yes, she's pulling up a duty right now, which is
Yeah,
great, and she is a workhorse. But it's like, imagine the matches that we could be having if she was just focused on this.
yeah,
Like,
no, I feel you.
which I'm glad to see that she has another TBS title match coming up at Revolution. But I'm confused by it. But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah,
Uh, but overall, it was a great match, and it helped establish what's happening to the AEW crowd as well.
absolutely. We had Tommaso Ciampa and FTR take on them Bucks, uh, Mark Briscoe and the Young Bucks. Like absolute, uh, absolute barn burner. And Tommaso Ciampa, man, ever since he turned heel, was it last Saturday?
Well, it
Yeah,
was
last
a
Saturday.
collision.
Oh yeah,
Mark
ever
Briscoe.
since he turned heel against Mark Briscoe last Saturday, man, I man, that's a black heart right there. That's That's a psycho killer right there. He's unlocking a whole different level of character. I think if he keeps this character work up and he keeps this momentum going, we will fully see him in world title contention at some point. He could be a top tier heel. AEW. Because let's be so for real. We've been saying this since Black and Gold. He's way better as a heel than he is as a face.
I agree.
Like you look at the shot of Tommaso leaning over and kissing Mark Briscoe's head after he just basically bullied him. Did he put him to a table or did he put him on tax? I think he put him on tax.
Yeah, I think so.
Insane work. After he had already gotten the win, mind you. Uh, but and of course we have the main event of Revolution. We had a press conference for MJF versus Hangman Adam Page, Texas Death Match. Of course, the stipulation being that if Hangman loses, he will never be able to challenge for an AEW Men's World Championship ever. So, Sears. We know that the segment starts off Brian Danielson moderating, gets asked a couple questions, and MJF tries to share a beer with Hangman, and to they toast to Hangman never being able to challenge for the world title again, and that's when the blows are being thrown, and
hmm
then it spills out into the arena. But MJF ran from the bed of barbed wire. What do you take of that? What do you think? What do you think of Hangman looking so dominant heading into this match?
I think this just means that some shenanigans are gonna happen and MJF is gonna win the match. I mean, I think Hangman doesn't need the belt as much anymore.
No.
Like I mean, because AEW has so many top stars that it's like, but they keep kind of going back to Hangman to the point it's kind of holding those top stars.
That's
So
fair. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit last night because we were like, okay, so even like 6 weeks ago, there were so many other people in contention that we were talking about. Andrade was there. Kenny was trying to take a shot. Uh, Swerve was still hanging around. Like we thought that Will might be coming back because they were airing the vignettes. Like there's so many people that are those top stars, like you said, that so essentially, I think the way you're looking at it, that you're saying that if Hangman loses this, all this does is just make room for new talent.
yes. Like honestly, I can see a world where Swerve interferes and causes Hangman the belt. After his
I could
match,
see that.
I can see a world where Andrade interferes. Like I don't see a world where Max. Well, I don't want to call him Max. I don't know him. Well, MGF is a transitional champion just after he got the belt off of transitional tomorrow Joe.
Yeah,
Like MGF is the biggest, one of the best heels in this company in the industry today. There's not a world where I see him being fed to Adam Page as a traditional champion. And like I think it's too obvious for Heyman to win the belt in a Texas death match because he's known for Texas death matches. Hell, he's known for Evolution as for Texas death matches. He beat John Moxley in a Texas death match a couple years
yeah.
ago at Evolution. So it's like it's too obvious to me. If definitely with how the segment ended, it's too obvious to me that Heyman is going to win. I want to think that um, Tony Khan understands us and knows how to throw a curveball or like do something to where maybe like this isn't like a permanent ban from the
Mm,
war title. Maybe this is like they find Heyman finds some sort of way to get back into it like a year from now or something from that like that.
yeah.
But it's like I don't see a world where MJ. I think it's more so me refusing the fact that to believe that MJF would be a transitional champion.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I get that, especially with MJF's history of being the longest ever AEW Men's World Champion, things of that nature. Like him coming in for a short reign. The only way I would see it making sense is if he just came in to do this before he like went to go do a movie or something like that.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything about him being in an upcoming movie.
Yeah. So, let's go ahead and let's do some predictions real quick for Revolution. I'm just gonna run through
Yeah.
it real quick.
It is a stack. It's a stack card.
It is. So let's knock out the 0 hour real quick. Who do you think is gonna win the 21 man blackjack battle royale for the national championship that Ricochet is holding?
I think it'll probably Ricochet, to be honest. Maybe Jack Perry gets about like this, but I see Ricochet.
I
Or
think.
Ciampa, because Ciampa is announced for it.
Okay, okay, I'm not mad at that. I could definitely see. Ooh. The only thing is that I think if we just had a heel champion in Ricochet, I think with the storyline that's been going on, Jack Perry would win. Plus, I think Jack Perry's won. Jack Perry won another belt in a battle royale, kind of like similar a couple years back. I double check.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So this is kind of his bag, and so I think leading into his character winning that might be the way to go about. Let's see. Yeah, he won the TNT Championship battle
Okay.
royale. Let's see what else. Oh, Willow Nightingale versus Lena Cross for the CBS Championship.
This is so stupid. Like, because I don't know. This seems like my GM type of bullshit. When like you don't have enough women's wrestlers to have all your belts to fit on the pay-per-view. So you have the tag champ when you have a tag champ who's also a single champ to defend against one of their opponents for that tag title in a singles match earlier in the show. Like it makes no sense to me. And this is the issue that that promotions run into when they have double champions. Either they have a double champion who doesn't defend with their belts regularly, or they have a champion who has to pull double duty on the same card. And now the
Yeah.
challenger has to pull double duty as well. I'm like, it makes sense to me. Like,
At least someone should be fresh in this matchup.
yes, like now since it's a zero, both of them are gonna be flash. 0 hours, both of them are gonna be flash.
Yeah.
But
I guess maybe since it's a tag match, they think, oh, you won't have to expend so much energy, so on and so forth.
yeah, but still, I think in terms of this match, how long is what Nan Gilbert champion now? A couple of months?
Yeah, and Willow won it literally like I think Willow won it like the first show of 2026.
Let's go with um let's go with Cross.
I'm gonna take the other side of this. I think that Willow's gonna retain the TBS championship, but I'll let you know right now. I think that they're losing the tag titles.
I can agree with that. Yeah. It's one of
Uh,
them one of them's gonna happen.
yeah. Um. All right, so let's hop into the main card. Like we said, we already gave our predictions for the tag title match. Let's just jump right into it, man. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. Where you going?
MJF.
I'm gonna take the easy. I'm gonna take the easy route. I'm gonna go Hangman because I don't know. Like, I don't think they want to mess up the future of Hangman, him being the main character.
Hmm.
So I'll go the other direction with that. Tekla versus Chris Statlander, 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW Women's World Championship. What are we thinking?
Tekla.
I'm also going Tekla. It'd be incredibly stupid of Tony Khan to title back on Chris Statlander. Not that she was a bad champion. It's just Tekla has too much momentum and it's too
Yes.
soon.
I
Uh,
agree.
it's the one that's gonna piss me off. So FTR and the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is one where I kind of wish neither. I wish there was a triple threat and there was a third option because, like, I don't want
Mm.
to see the Young Bucks win another tag title. But at the same time, FTR have not been doing much with this reign. So it's like wishes are less of two evils. And
I think they're gonna put it on the Bucks just because they're running the nostalgia gimmick right now.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree with that. I can see this being like a last one type of deal. So let's say the Bucks.
Okay. Moxley, Takeshita, no time limit for the AEW Continental Championship.
Hmm. Mm.
Look, man, I'll let you know right now. I want it to be Big Take. I want it to be Big Take, Big Takeshita, but it's gonna be Mox probably.
I'll go with Takesa. I think it'll be him. No time limit. I think this is calling for Takesa to win the belt. And I think this is John Moxley. This would put John Moxley at this is John Moxley right now is 3 for 3. It's three wins, 3 losses at Revolution College. So it can go either way with him. So I'm gonna take to Tesla.
Okay, okay, okay. Um,
That was part of my trivia, by the way. Trivia
yeah,
knowledge.
okay, look at you, Alex. Anyway, I got Tony Storm, Marina Shafir. Who you got?
I think Mia Shafir needs it more, and I want her to be awarded for her great work so like as of late. So let's go with
Hmm.
Shafir.
Yeah, I'm going Shafir too because Tony already won the hair match in Women's Slam,
Hmm.
so she don't really need it.
I agree.
Now, this might be potential match of the year. Let me let you guys know right now. This might be match of the year. Now, how this goes. Bandito, Andrade El Idolo. Where you going?
Andrade.
I'm gonna, y'all know me. I mean, I love both of these boys, but I've been rocking with Bandito heavy since like the beginning of last year. I'm gonna rock with Bandito because, especially the fact that it is a non-title match. I think the fact it's a non-title match is that they might let Bandito win.
Yeah.
Wow. Who's the most dangerous man in AEW? Swerve Strickland or Brody King?
12.
I think Swerve, yeah, I think Swerve needs some momentum if they're gonna build him up for a second world title. So yeah, Swerve.
Yeah.
Um, and then we got two trios matches to talk about. Don Callis family, Fletcher Davis Okada against Mystico and Jet Speed. Do we think they get the belts back, or do we think it stays with the Don Callis family?
Don Cost family.
I'm gonna go the same, even though Mystico and Jet. Yeah, no. We already talked about the women's tag match. The Dogs versus Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong.
Which confuses me, but I think the dog.
Let's talk about it a little bit because I thought, what was the point of Roderick Strong choosing to leave Orange Cassidy if he was
Yes.
still going to come back?
Yes, like it makes no sense. Like they're combining two storylines that should be done by now, to be completely honest, into one to make this match happen. And I think the dogs win. Also, Orange Cassidy when lost record at Revolution for his fun fact for these stuff.
Uh-huh.
He's been on 6 of the 6 cards. He's
Uh-huh.
1 for 5.
He's that down bad. Damn.
And he won with the convocation at the last on the I believe last year,
Uh-huh.
but that was also on the 0 hour. So
Okay,
the
that's funny.
odds are not in his favor. Darby Allin has a better record than that. I believe that he's like 3 for 2 or 4 for 1, I believe.
Mhm.
But Orange County does not have a good winning record at Revolution at on a Revolution card.
You know what? Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. You're going the way of history.
I am a history guy, so it makes sense.
I can see. Here's the thing. I could see Darby, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick winning, but Roderick turns on them afterwards.
Really?
Yes, it would be completely stupid because if not, why not just do the turn initially when he, walked off on Orange Cassidy? But hey, cemented, I
Mm.
guess. But yeah, that's what I think as far as the trios match between the Dogs and Darby, OC, and Roderick.
Okay.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's close this thing out. Thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 37 of the Top Rope Boys
You
podcast. We appreciate you. We
you always
love
forget.
you. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you. Um, hey, hey, keep your head up like Tupac said. That's all I gotta say. It's the EST, the DMV. You see the shirt. The rated S superstar, Beijing Bulldoze, the Cameroonian Nightmare. You know, it's your man Steph, man. Follow us on everything at Top Rope Boys, TOPROPEBOYZ on everything. You feel me? TikTok, IG, all that jazz. What you gotta say to the people?
Appreciate y'all listening or watching whatever you guys do with it. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you tune in every week. Catch us all on our upcoming posts. We'll try and increase the amount of engagement, so we want you to engage with us.
Yup, yup,
Uh,
yup, yup.
Let us know what you guys think about Evolution on Sunday, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Y'all talk to your boys. Deuces, like
Deuces.
always. We are over the top rope.